What? You pointed at me.
Well, that was like your cue to go.
Oh, this is Rain.
And I'm RavenWynd. And you're listening to the Feather and Bone podcast.
I just saw your finger waving at me. I'm like, what?
Two witches talking about everything witchy and nothing at all. And some of us are not as quick on the uptake.
Hi.
Is this even a joke right now?
I am here.
This has got to be a joke.
I'm here for a drink.
A drink?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're not in the kitchen at all.
Yeah, I was here to interrupt you guys on purpose.
Like, they have, like, some kind of sick radar.
Yeah, we're in a different room of the house.
We purposefully...
Mm-hmm.
Bev's like, where should we record? I'm like, let's use the big living room. Then the girls won't hear us.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we can still hear you laughing.
Oh, God.
We can hear you.
Okay. I love you.
Do you?
Sometimes.
Do you really?
Mostly, yeah.
See him.
There's plenty of examples in your life that make me really happy
About your life?
that I have the one that I have.
Oh, you don't have kids?
Yes.
Oh.
I love you and you're perfect, but I'm glad I don't have to be a mom.
Why'd you call me perfect?
Because you are. Yeah. Don't act all shocked and surprised. You're perfect.
I was about to make a bad Christian pun, but no.
Yeah, let's not bash Christians. It's too early in the morning.
But why? It's never too early in the morning to make fun of people that are gay for Jesus.
Well, you have a gay for Jesus friend in your bedroom right at this moment, so it's probably not a good idea.
Oh.
Oh, she says. So.
What the hell?
So,
Sorry, guys.
Not
wow.
sorry.
It completely derailed. Not even a minute in.
Yeah.
So I don't know if anyone noticed the Facebook group this morning.
You have a real problem.
I do.
I called you, and you were being all shady. Like, you wouldn't tell me where you were.
Mm-mm. I was talking real low.
Yeah, you were, like, whispering in your phone. I'm like, what is she doing?
and then I was like, hey, do me a favor.
Get your calculator.
So, and you don't even, like, you don't even question it. You just do the math for me. And you tell me. And then you're like, you know, do you want to know what the taxes will be? And, like, you still didn't know. And I was like, yeah, tell me what taxes will be. And you tell me, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to go check out. You're like, wait, you're not home?
I thought you were online shopping for pants.
Oh, no.
Pants are good, Bev.
And if I...
Wire with like a giant bag of yarn.
Not just a giant bag. That's a freaking trash bag, man.
Why?
That's 27 skeins of yarn.
Why?
Because they were only $1.50 each at Joann Fabrics.
That is a lot of yarn. You can
You with yarn is exactly how you say I am. With like smelly good stuff and sparkly stuff. I'm like, I have to have it.
Yeah, I'm like, you have an entire shelf of candles.
Yeah.
Like, why are you getting more?
I need them. I like sparkly stuff too. If anybody
you
ever
can
wants
make a coffin with this.
If anybody ever wants to buy me anything, if it's sparkly, I love it.
Yeah.
I can't go shopping with my own money.
But
Like,
if
every
you
time she
haven't,
finds something sparkly, it's death.
if you haven't seen it, you can go to the photo section of the Facebook group and see the yarn in all of its glory. We also kind of kicked it out to Facebook for some ideas on topics. Unfortunately, Ben waited to get it all kicked off until I was already tired of waiting for ideas. So I came up with two on my own. But we are going to write those down. I like Fallon's idea of Lilith.
I like Ben's idea of pizza.
Well, could we do a whole well, I know we could do a podcast on pizza, but like
Ben knows the way to a woman's heart.
He
I'll
really
tell you
does.
what.
Pizza.
Gwendolyn's a lucky woman.
Mm-hmm.
He saw I was irritated and just said pizza to fix my life.
Yeah. He's like, pizza? But yeah, I'd already come up with a couple different topics for us to talk about today. I did kind of kick it back to the group, though, and Gwendolyn said that she would like to hear about the 7 principles of magic first. So that's what we're going to do today's podcast on, is the 7 principles of magic.
Do we have principles?
Well, don't mistake principles with ethics and morals.
Okay.
Okay, because we don't really have a lot of ethics and morals.
I definitely do not.
Yeah. But no, so, you and I, we actually talk about the law of attraction a whole hell of a lot. And while the law of attraction isn't one of the 7 principles of magic, it is in a way formed using those 7 principles. So by understanding the 7 principles, you can begin to use the law of attraction to manifest things in your life.
I'm the queen. So's magic.
Just random queen.
I'm the queen of
of
manifestation.
You're just like, I'm the queen.
Well,
don't scratch me, Sammy.
Oh, and she bit your nose.
She bit my nose. Jesus
She's
Christ.
like, you don't correct me.
Jesus. Does that mean, I thought she's giving me nose kisses and then
She does not do nose kisses. She bites.
Bite. Well, thanks. Thanks.
I've been your friend for how long?
She's never given me nose bite. Whatever the fuck that was before.
She teases you too. She'll come in all sweet and you're like,
oh, yeah.
She wants to be close to me. It's like she thinks noses are hot dogs or some shit. Look how she looks so regal right now. I gotta get a picture of her. Don't worry, I'll crop you out.
Okay. Because Cricket will give me nose kisses. But anyway, so, we're going to talk about the 7 principles of magic today. All of this was pulled from a website.
You're cropped out.
Called mumblesandthings.com.
Was it my website?
Yeah. Mumblesandthings.com. And actually, guys, go check out that website. Like, it's amazing. I'm going to pull more stuff from it. It's a blog, and she offers like a 101 witchcraft course that's completely free.
Is it Wiccan?
I didn't go that far into it to know if it's Wiccan or not. She calls it witchcraft. She doesn't call it Wicca or anything like that. So I don't know.
Okay.
But when you think about it, long ago, magic and witchcraft was the answer to all of life's problems, even if they didn't call it witchcraft at the time. But by today's standards, we would call it witchcraft. People turned to herbs for medicine, food, and magical answers. They wore crystals and gems as jewelry, for not only for aesthetic purposes, but also as talismans for protection and other attributes. They paid attention to the phases of the moon, the direction of the wind, and the seasons of the year for practical purposes, but also in search of magical messages. So, back in the day, people lived like we are now, and it wasn't really called witchcraft. It was just you planted by, certain seasons and certain moon phases.
Well, they could do that in a regular almanac.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. What we're calling witchcraft today was a way of life, back in the day.
Oh! I almost forgot. I have a surprise for you.
For me?
Well, it's mine. But
What?
I'm surprising you with it. Uno momento.
What? I like how she's like, oh, I have something that's for myself, but I want to show you.
Okay. I'm so excited.
I can tell.
Are you ready? Close your eyes.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ.
Okay, hold out your hand.
Is it gonna hurt me?
No.
Oh, fuck you.
You can't tell me that's not pretty.
I mean, it's pretty, but what's the fucking purpose? I ain't gonna drop your Christmas tree.
I love my tree.
She got her little knick-knack porcelain lighted up tree from Avon.
Yes, I did.
And she's holding it between her bosoms. So.
I couldn't wait for you to come over and see it because I knew you'd get angry.
Yeah. And it's so funny because, I bought you a Yule gift and I couldn't wait to give it to you for Yule. So I brought it today.
You're like, and this is how you repay me.
And you're showing me a Christmas tree.
Are you traumatized?
A little bit. No, it's not that bad. It's pretty.
There is a ceramic light up Christmas tree painting thing I want you to go to with me where you make your own. You should see look on her.
Just slowly
She's just
blinking.
blinking at me. I think that's how you look at your one coworker.
Yeah. What's funny is I'll go with you, but I'll make up whatever I want to do on the canvas.
No, they give you the actual tree, and you paint. You could do yours all Halloweeny.
I guess.
This is Halloween.
This is Halloween. Anyway, magic in essence is practical. Now, you and I, we both use our magic practically.
Do we really?
We really do. We're like, we have a problem. Let's use magic to solve it.
Speaking of our magic,
holy fuckballs, Batman! You have got.
You guys,
It's amazing.
Most of you, I know one person who hasn't, and I'm ashamed of him for it. But I'm just kidding. Most of you have listened to every single podcast. Well, you guys saw in the group where I posted the video of me burning my curse after charging it for 8 months?
Yeah, and it just was like a big inferno.
You're like, she's going to burn the house down. It went crazy.
Yeah.
I had put so much intention into it.
I still think we should send that video to your husband as a reason why he should build you a goddamn fire pit. I think if he saw that, he'd be like, you know what? I'm going to get on that.
Well, I had already found out about several really scary and horrible things that had happened to this person.
To the object of your curse.
Yes. Well, you got some intel for me the other day. Mm-hmm. Guys, when I say this, I'm not exaggerating. My curse is playing out in their life exactly the way I worded it. Step for fucking step. This person's life. Well, persons. Come on, children. Not on the table. Their lives are falling apart exactly the way I planned it. In the exact order. Step by step. And it's... Why are you caressing your face with yarn?
Because it feels so great.
So I am stoked. I've been in a good mood for days. When she called me and gave me that info, the rest of my day was
oh yeah, everything else in your life fell into
I was so happy.
The offspring's grades all went up.
Yes, just within one day.
Your husband's like, "Hey, let me take you to get some pizza."
My son went grocery shopping.
I know,
with his own money. Everything went great that day. It was fantastic.
Yeah,
and I even chose in my mind what client I wanted to read for. On the Keen.
Yeah, and she's like...
As soon as I logged on, she rang in. And I'm like, oh, this is the best. I even went out and bought lottery tickets because you told me to.
Yeah. Yeah, it was amazing.
So, if I'm in an unusually good mood lately, it's because I got more proof of my curse.
Yeah, and it's fantastic.
It's great.
If you know Rain, you can private message her and she'll give you the details of...
But don't message me on my Rain account. Message me on my regular account.
Yeah. Then you have to know her.
Yeah. Anybody that's friends with me is friends with me. Truly friends with me.
Yeah, yeah.
Has my regular account.
Okay. So, but anyway, we do use our magic for, practical reasons as well as dastardly deeds.
I'm more dastardly.
Our ancestors turned to it when they needed help, with healing, illnesses, protecting crops, attracting lovers, bringing luck, banishing fortune, and more. Banishing fortune. There was a comma and more. I realized I didn't comma with my pause. And I know you were like, why would I want to banish fortune?
Speaking of banishing, I saw something that cracked me up. There were all kinds of these, I'll say liberal witches because there are a lot of thousands upon thousands of conservative witches. But, oh my God,
you're bleeding.
What's going on?
You're bleeding.
But anyway, I had saw, oh my God, that's because of that guy in Walmart yesterday.
Oh my God.
He fucked me up.
I can't even remember what he said.
It was so bad. But anyway, the post was saying... Witches across the United States are going to bind President Trump. I just started laughing. It's like, clearly you guys aren't real witches.
Yeah.
Or know what the fuck you're doing. Because why would you, if you don't like him...
It's the code, noobs.
Why would you bind him to you?
Oh, noobs.
It makes no sense. I'm like, go ahead. Then he'll be president again.
Yeah, like you're freezing him where he's at by binding him. Anyway.
It's like, go for it. I'll join in.
Remind me of Walmart yesterday, because I like stopped in for a 15-minute, because you said I'm at Walmart, candy's 50% off, and I'm like, fuck yeah.
Did you see me when you got there standing there guarding the good section?
Yeah, and you had already picked one bag out for me and had it in your cart just in case.
Yes, I did.
And so I get there and you're like, are you going to be in trouble for being here? And I'm like, fuck no, I get a 15-minute break.
I have something I'll confess to you later. It'd probably lower everybody's opinion of me. Something that happened in the candy aisle.
Okay.
Before you got there.
Okay. So I'm standing there and I'm like, there's only one person at work that would care that I'm using my 15-minute break to stop and get candy at Walmart. And I said, just as loud as can be, and she can suck my dick. This guy he was like, what? and then he was like, excuse me, ma'am, excuse me, and got out of our way. He's like, don't get in between these ladies and their candy.
I'll just say that when I was there alone, a person had their entire cart blocking that one good section and was digging through it. I made them move. That's all. I'm not going to give any more detail.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
I was like, move!
Did you really say it like that?
I did. I bullied the person.
I'm telling you, like, when candy is 50% off. Wow. Anyway.
Are you ashamed of me now?
No.
Okay.
It's candy. But anyway, so magic is something that we use to help us get what we want or need. You and I have talked about this before, that there is a lot of science to witchcraft. Yeah. I think people don't want to admit that.
Science is cool as shit.
Yeah. But, witchcraft is a science, but it's also an art and a spiritual practice.
Not to mention how hot are intelligent guys.
Right?
That is the biggest fucking turn on. Intelligence for me. Isn't there a name for that?
I don't know, but I always end up with idiots.
I know there's a name for people that are actually physically turned on by intelligence.
You'll have to Google it. I don't know what it is.
But that would be me.
Yeah.
I can't be around stupid people.
Your husband's extremely intelligent.
He is. He's so smart it's not even funny.
And you joke a lot in the podcast, but
I do give him hell.
You do. But you really, really love your husband.
Yeah. The other day in the kitchen, he whenever I see him going to cook something, I try to micromanage it.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, oh my God.
Because he makes a bit of a mess.
Oh God.
Yeah.
And then the way he cleans up makes it even worse. But anyway, so I was going to go in there and try to micromanage. And I was like, you know what? You're not an idiot. Go for it. And I left the room. And I hear him go, wait, what? You don't think I'm a what? He's like, I want to get this.
Yeah, he's like, let me get my phone and record it.
It was funny. I do give him a hard way to go.
But you have a really good man. Yeah, you really do. Anyway, okay, so we're not even halfway down the fucking page.
Well, I think it's funny that the cat is listening to you so intently.
I know. So a lot of the what we're going to talk about, the 7 principles, was actually first published in.
And I know I'm going to. Yet?
Huh? No, we haven't got there yet. I'm going to say it wrong, but it's the Kabbalah.
No, that's it.
It was published in 1908. This book was based on ancient Hermeticism. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. The ancient philosophy has influenced all major religions and philosophies, ancient and modern alike. So we're going to do an overview of the 7 principles, and it is an overview. It's kind of bringing it down to its most basic form.
By the way, I'd like to throw in anybody in our group on Facebook that's interested in learning about that. Rebecca, she's a reverend. She studies and follows the Kabbalah.
Yeah.
We can point you in the right direction if you ask about it in the group.
Yeah. I don't know if she's taking students right now or if she's ready for that.
I believe she is.
I'm not sure. But even if she's not officially taking students, I'm sure she would be stoked just to talk to you.
Even if she's not officially taking them yet, I'm pretty sure she is. I could be wrong. it happens like once a year. But
it's about that time.
I do know I remember she was talking about taking on students. So
Yeah.
even if it's not happening at the moment, it is going to start.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay.
I contributed.
Thank you. Science gives us a map of the purely physical side of the universe. It helps us to understand and predict the way things behave in the physical realm. But to understand magic, we need a map of the subtle, non-material forces of the universe. So the first principle we're going to talk about, and like I said, this is going to be very basic. If you want to go a lot deeper into it, I would really suggest going onto this website, mumblesandthings.com, and she has all kinds of information. So I didn't name her website. I can't really control that.
Yeah, you gotta watch her. She'll drink coffee and everything.
I just didn't want her knocking it over. So the first one we're going to talk about is the principle of correspondence. Now, this is the as within, so without, as above, so below. The principle of correspondence.
I wanted to say so mote it be.
So mote it be.
Because that's in our ritual.
Yeah. Well, guys, anytime you're at any type of pagan gathering and you hear someone say,
So mote it be.
So mote it be. Like, you need to say, so mote it be as well, like afterwards. It's kind of like our version of amen.
It's kind of like when a witch says, so mote it be. That's like their way of putting like a giant period at the end of what they've just spoken. That's like, this will happen.
Yeah.
I'm speaking it into being. There's nothing that can stop it. It's just confirming what they've just said. It's a big deal.
Yeah.
Even after I do my own private magic.
Oh, yeah. I always write it on the paper. I always say it.
Yeah, I always say it, and then I'll draw. Because you know how you can draw the pinnacle in a way that draws something to you, or you can draw it reverse away. I always do that, and I go, so mote it be. Like, real firm.
Yeah.
You know?
And then sometimes we'll even be doing magic, like if it's a certain, like a curse or something, I'll be like, so motherfucking be.
Yeah. Even my daughter, she could just be out in public anywhere. She'd hear somebody say, so mote it be. She'd be like, so mote it be.
Yeah. Like, she's been playing her game on her phone before, and we've just said it just to see if she would, and like doesn't miss a beat.
You hear her from through the house.
Yeah.
So mote it be.
Anyway. So the principle of correspondence basically says that our current reality is a mirror of what is going on inside of us. You are the microcosm, and the universe is the macrocosm. The part, which is you.
I remember Aisen's class on that.
Yeah. The part you contains the whole, and the whole, which is the universe.
I contain a hole.
Contains the part you.
I have a little hole.
So much for keeping it clean this time. You're like, we need to behave ourselves. There's chitlins in the house. Anyway. So therefore, our reality is a result of our innermost dominant thought.
So, energy.
Yeah.
Duh.
If your thoughts are filled with negativity, your world becomes filled with negativity as well.
Because energy.
Energy. Law of attraction. This becomes what ecologists would consider a positive feedback loop, also known as a vicious cycle, in which negative output is returned as input in an escalating pattern.
Having shitty thoughts is you telling the universe, I want a shitty life.
Yeah.
And the universe is like, okay, that's what they want. Because the universe will give you what you want.
Yeah.
You just have to tell the universe what you want. Mm-hmm. You just got to be very careful of not just what you speak, but what you think.
You know, I would even care to say that, like, the universe is very masculine in nature because, like, wouldn't you say? Because with men, you know, you say very plainly what you want and need, and they will give it to you.
Yeah.
If you try to be
vague,
like they're like, what? So I mean, that's the universe. So if you're telling the universe, I suck, my life sucks, my job sucks,
I'll never have anything good,
and the universe is like, well, okay,
that's what you want. Here you go.
Yeah. So,
and not even in a smart aleck way.
Yeah, no.
It's just you attracting.
It's like, this is what you're asking for.
Here
you go. Know? It's kind of like if there's two desserts and one is a sugar-free and one is like a cherry cheesecake. and you really want the cherry cheesecake, but you say like, I'll take that sugar-free dessert. And then you get mad when someone gives you the sugar-free. You asked for it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's what, that's
Not
basically...
sugar-free food, like candy.
It'll give you the shits.
Yeah, I was... Okay, my friend Jackie, she's in our group. The person named Jack. They have their own candy store.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, and when I first with my first divorce, Jackie was the only person I had around that helped me. And she said, you can't go into this without a lawyer. So she said, go find out what you need for a retainer fee for your lawyer. So I went and found out, and it was $1,000. She and her husband gave me $1,000 to get my lawyer. And the way that I said, I can't just take this, I want to pay you back. She said, okay, you can just work here and there in the candy store until it adds up to $1,000.
Yeah.
Well, no one told me, and she knew I sat there and picked at the candy, but no one told me that the sugar-free candy almost made you shit yourself. So I'd be sitting there working in her candy store in the middle of the mall and eating the sugar-free candy, about to shit myself every time. And finally, I'm like, Jackie, every time I work at your store, I get the shit. She started laughing at me. She's like, you dumbass.
Like you're eating the sugar-free candy, aren't you?
So, yeah, that's my story.
I learned my lesson with sugar-free wafer cookies.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway. If you're going to eat sugar-free candy, eat it at home.
Yeah. Well, and like, by the time you go through all of that, because it's not just normal diarrhea.
No, it's not.
Like, just eat a couple regular cookies and call it a day. Anyway. So basically, our reality is a result of our innermost, dominant thought. So
people, please be careful of your self-talk.
You want to take a look at your life and at yourself.
Not really, no.
You look at your relationships, your career, your financial situation, and your health. Is there something that isn't as you wish it, were? Is it happening? Ask yourself the following questions. What are my beliefs about my career, relationship, health, finances? Where did these thoughts come from? Why do I think this way? What is the root cause of these thoughts? How are my inner thoughts and attitudes affecting my career, relationship, health, and finances? You may want to write that stuff down.
I have a side note.
Go ahead.
I'm just full of shit today.
Go ahead.
I'm just talking my happy ass off.
It's because we're in your house and not mine. My house, you pass out.
I do.
I need to get a carbon monoxide detector. I was thinking about that the other day. I don't have a single smoke detector in my house.
That's not good.
And I can't smell.
We have a fireman listening to this. That's probably going to give him a stroke to hear you say that.
I don't even have a fire extinguisher in my house.
What?
Yeah, and I'm afraid of fire. It just dawned on me like last night, really.
I bet if you got hold of the fire department down there, just don't talk to goddamn Shane Wheeler. Hate that motherfucker. I bet you they'd help you out.
Yeah. But
anywho, that just fucking triggered me thinking of that motherfucker.
Sorry.
Oh, I hate him. Anyway, I've noticed, this isn't it. She just shaked her head at me, everybody. I've noticed that certain astrological signs have way more negative speech and thoughts than other astrological signs.
Are you going to enlighten us on which signs?
Well,
you should have known that was coming.
I don't want to upset anyone.
Well, but that's the whole point of not to upset people, but talking about these, in order to start changing their life, they're going to have to realize these things about themselves.
Well, okay, I'll start with Gemini. I'm a Gemini. Every Gemini I know is just boing, 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 happy, happy,
pissed off.
Yeah, but we snap out of the pissed offness real.
Yeah.
But the sign I personally have noticed that is the most doom and gloom, my life will never work, I'm never going to have anything good, is Pisces. Because Pisces, there's no middle area with them. They're either ridiculously happy and high vibrational, or they're just negative as fuck.
Yeah.
All the time. I haven't met a Pisces yet that has figured out that they can be the fucking bomb.
Yeah.
They are like, Pisces is supposed to be one of the most spiritual and spiritually enlightened astrological signs. Like if they could figure that out and figure out how to master their energetic vibrations, they could have anything they want.
Yeah.
But most of them are too stuck in,
See, yeah. See, and I think cancers, because like I'm a Cancer, and it's like I like to wallow in my self-pity, but at the same time I do know that like things will get better.
Yeah, you're not as bad as the Pisces.
Yeah, I mean I firmly like to be in my pity party.
Like all the Pisces people I know, they're gorgeous. Really gorgeous. They're smart, good careers, and they still.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm disgusting.
Nothing's ever going to be great.
Nobody likes me.
Yeah.
I'm not appreciated. Like, it's just like, come on.
Yeah. So what they're talking about with the first step of, the principle of correspondence is looking at those thoughts, looking at those feelings and those ideas that you have about yourself and your life. And like, where do they come from? And why are you feeling that way? Now, the second part is to take responsibility. The second part of the principle of correspondence is taking responsibility. And that's hard. That's why the Christians created the devil.
My whole thing changed when I went to counseling.
Yeah.
Guys, I know I've bragged about it before. I love counseling.
Yeah, counseling's the
counseling's the fucking shit.
Bomb diggity.
It's great. But he made me do homework. He's like, you need to go home and I want you to write down 100 things that you like about yourself.
Yeah.
100 things, like that you do well. 100 things you're proud of. Do you know how hard that was?
Oh, yeah.
You get to like number 3 and you're like,
Yeah.
And then you realize how hard you are on yourself. Mm-hmm. And now, you've been around me long enough. I'm always like, I'm the shit.
Yeah.
I love myself. Because he made me hang a sign on my bathroom mirror that said, and I had to read it to myself. That was the homework. Every time I walked through that room, I had to look at that and say, I'm a good person and I am worthy of the respect of everyone around me. Just little things like that, people, can really shift how you look at yourself, and it can raise your vibrations.
Yeah.
I like things that vibrate.
We know. We all know. But, a lot of people, and like I kind of said earlier about like, Christians, they like to blame the devil.
Would you make me stop doing what I'm doing?
I don't know what you're doing.
I won't leave it alone and it keeps bleeding.
You might need to go put a long sleeve shirt on.
I can't take off my shirt. I love this shirt.
Not slim, kind of shady.
Yes.
That's what your shirt says.
It's awesome.
But, they blame their bad actions and their bad deeds on the devil. And that allows them to not take responsibility for it.
That girl's the devil.
The devil. And you think about it, everyone is more than willing to take responsibility for the good things in their life. But they don't really want to take responsibility for the bad things.
And you know what? People like to really point out what's wrong with other people around them. I'm guilty too. I'm not going to sit here and act like I don't do it. That's not hurting the person you're talking about. That's lowering your own energy because you're being negative. I'm not saying sit there and act like you love every goddamn body.
No, because that's bullshit too. You can't.
Once you spit it out, move on and be happy again.
But just taking responsibility and like not blaming everybody else for the things that are going wrong in your life. You're like, well, I have a shitty job and I have a shitty boss and blah, blah, blah. Well, he may be a horrible boss, but you're staying there. You're not doing anything to change it. That's your responsibility. So, start taking responsibility. The third step is to visualize. You want to visualize the world that you truly desire and focus your thoughts on this every single day.
Maybe if I visualize myself with a normal small waistline enough, my DNA will alter.
Well, but then we go back to second step about taking responsibility.
You've seen it. I must have a ridiculously large pelvis.
It's like a Neanderthal's pelvis.
It is! I'm like, poke it, Beth, poke it.
Like, and even if you were to get like your waistline down, like the bones under there, like that's not gonna change.
I would look like I had AIDS.
Yeah.
Or something.
You got to be able to accept what you can't change, too. Like, I'm pretty sure that's in AA or something. Like, I don't know, but...
Basically, my true waist is, like, right below my boobs.
Yeah.
It's really high. It's awful. But I love it!
It's awful, but I love it.
It's only awful because it's hard to find clothes.
Yeah, and you'll find a shirt that's so pretty.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, turn around. And
Yeah.
I'm like, no.
Yeah, because it makes my ass look just disgusting.
Like, wide.
At the top.
Yeah.
But not the bottom.
Yeah, it's weird. Anyway.
I have a weird butt.
But, the third step is visualizing. And while you can't visualize that your pelvic bones will be smaller,
I'm going to try.
Your mind does have an amazing ability to create your reality, and visualization is the key to creating the reality that you desire.
I know it's kind of depressing to think about, people, but how your life is right now, you've created it all.
Yeah.
Like, it's all on you.
Yeah.
So if you're miserable and shitty, that's your own fucking fault.
Yeah, you've done that.
Yeah.
So, in order to visualize, you want to find a quiet place without distractions, close your eyes, and breathe deeply.
That would be your house.
Yeah. Picture a clear mental image of what you desire. Now, when they say a clear mental image, like...
About this long.
Jesus Christ.
About that big brown.
Like... You're like, I like it to be the size of a moose can.
What?
Like your hair mousse.
Oh!
Not a moose dick. I've never seen a moose dick.
I saw an elephant dick once.
I've seen a horse's cock.
All I know is that elephant at the circus came out. There was a female elephant out there, right? I had my son with me and the crew. It was a group of guys. We all hung out. This male elephant, poor thing, came out, took one look at that female elephant. That elephant's dick got hard and just jizz just started leaking everywhere.
Oh, no.
All over the floor at the circus.
Oh, Dumbo.
And all of us in our group, even my son, we're all sitting there going, ah! Like, we're freaking out, being disgusting.
No.
And all the families around us got up and left and went somewhere else because we were being so... But come on! You can't...
You're like, it's elephant sperm.
I'm like, you can't see an elephant leaking jizz on the floor in the middle of a performance and not say something.
Yeah. It's like, we're just going to pretend we're not seeing this.
Like the time me and my son were at the county fair and we saw a pig licking shit off another pig's testicles. We were like, ah!
I'm sensing a pattern in your child's childhood that might explain a lot today.
How can you see that and just act like it's not happening?
Anyway.
Yeah, me and that kid had some fun back in the day. It was just me and him.
When you visualize...
I'll shut up.
You want to you want to get like really specific. Like, don't just think like, I want to have a nice house. Visualize what it's going to look like. Visualize what it'll look like driving up to it. What it'll look like coming in the front door. What you would want your living room to look like. Your bedroom, your kitchen.
Like, when I was doing magic, because I wanted to own a home, I specifically said I wanted a bougie house.
Yeah, in a bougie neighborhood.
And guess what? There's now a white trash witch
Yeah.
living in a bougie neighborhood.
You really are. I had even mentioned to someone at my job that you lived over here in this area, and she was like, oh.
Really?
Yeah, she's like, that's a nice area.
Well, when I took my daughter's friend trick-or-treating last night, because my daughter just...
She went to a couple, she's like, candy's not worth it.
Yeah, she went to like
home.
2 or 3 houses and came home and left us to trick-or-treat. Even my daughter's friend was like, look at these people and how they're dressed. She's like, you don't fit in here. I'm like, I know. Isn't it great?
And they hand out like full-size candy bars.
They do. Capri
Suns.
I racked up, man.
They're like, here's a DVD.
Yeah. If they knew that I had been let into this neighborhood, they'd probably gang together and throw me out.
Yeah. It's so funny. Anyway.
I am kind of low class.
So, but you did. You envisioned yourself being in a really nice house.
And I wanted a big yard with woods.
Yeah, and you have it.
I got it.
Yeah.
I've got about 6 acres of woods behind me.
You wanted a garage. And you have it, even though you can't park in it.
I should have I never dreamed when I was doing my magic that I needed to say, I want a garage that I can park in.
Yeah, that my car can go into. Like, so, that's the biggest, like, bane of this house with you and him. Is like, you're like, no.
A car garage is for cars.
For cars. It's not, like, called the junk garage. It's a car garage.
I know.
Anyway.
We've gone round and round about that.
Yeah.
And you know what? He won't fight with me. That's the only thing you ever see him get snippy with me about.
Yeah. Like, he's put his foot down.
He has.
He has firmly said no. Because, like, to be fair... you really didn't leave him much space in the home.
Well,
because you're like, yes, it's your living room, but you can't put your stuff in it. And like,
his
okay,
stuff is ugly.
You're like, okay, you can put your stuff in the basement, but we never go. Anyone goes in the basement, so you never get to see it.
Yeah.
So you go down there, and all his stuff is out on, like, proud on display.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you know what? He gets the garage, so I get the whole house now.
Yeah.
I was gonna give him the big living room, but no, it's mine now.
You were never going to give him anything.
So speaking of that, you and I need to find something bougie to hang on the wall right there.
We do. But anyway,
and there,
you do want to really visualize what it is that you want. Okay. The next one is the principle of mentalism. The universe is mind. Mind is the universe.
You are the universe,
yes.
Actually.
This principle tells us that there is some higher power. Now, if you want to call it a god or a goddess, the universe, spirit, source, like whatever you want to call it, there is a higher,
It's energy, people!
Yeah. We are all thoughts that appear separate, when in fact we are all connected within the divine mind. Therefore, the universe responds to our thoughts. Thoughts supplied with energy become reality, and that's magic. Clear intention and clear thought are key factors in projecting your magical intention. It is important to understand that which you desire must first exist as conscious ideas before they can become physical realities. So you gotta ask yourself, what do you want? You want to meditate on the things that you really want in your life, your wishes, hopes, dreams. Write them down. You did journal magic there for a good bit, and
guys, I'm so lazy, but it works so amazing.
It really like everything that you did the journal magic for.
It works.
Yeah.
All I do is I go to the freaking dollar store because I live there.
Yeah.
I get a bunch of journals, and each journal is designated for attracting a different thing. And I'll just sit there and very specifically write out exactly. We can't express enough how specific you need to be, people. You can't be vague.
Yeah.
I would write out the first sentence once I figured out exactly what it was I wanted to say. And then I would just write it over and over.
Kind of like repeating lines in school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and everything I do journal magic for, boom, it happens so fast. Because I'm having to sit there and really concentrate on it. Yeah. And that's putting more intention out.
Yeah.
I need to get my magic journals out.
Yeah. So, these can...
I even have a curse journal.
You do. You can be... these can be physical things that you want, events that you'd like to see happen, the place you'd like to live, a person you'd like to meet, like literally any wish you could ever make. If you're not sure about what you want, sometimes it helps to make a list of things that you don't want. And then you can list the opposites. It's easier to know what you don't want, and then you'll discover what you do want.
I have to say something off topic real quick.
Okay.
This is why he and I get along so well. Look at his background photo he just made. Facebook. It's winter time, and it's pretty. She's gonna punch me.
We're supposed to have a really bad winter this winter.
They say that every year.
Yeah, but I think they mean it this time.
How can you tell?
There seems to be a note of desperation when they say it.
They say it every year.
I was thinking though, I probably would. Your husband help me? Like if I got a wall-mounted propane stove.
I'm sure.
Because I need to have a backup heat source. Because my naked cat would freeze to death. Anyway.
Eliane will survive anything.
Yeah.
There could be a nuclear holocaust and she'd be the only thing left.
Actually, the radiation would probably give her life again. So you want to look at your list if you made one. Pick one single thing that you want the most in this moment. And you're going to try to project your intention to manifest what it is you want into an object. We do it with candles.
Because I like candles.
Yeah, we do a lot of candle magic. So you take the object, anything, that you want to do and hold it in your hand.
Like a penis.
No. How are you going, like come here. Let me hold your penis.
I'm going to enchant it.
And I want a nice car, so let me hold your dick. Unless that dick's attached to a millionaire, it doesn't matter. Okay?
Hey, I'd be letting people down if I didn't mention dick at least 3 times a podcast.
I know. Speaking of dick.
Yeah?
I just have the worst luck.
Oh! Did you mention that?
No.
You gotta tell them.
I have the worst luck with dudes. I don't get it. I don't
No,
fucking
I'm talking
get it.
about the Jehovah's Witness.
Oh, no, I haven't talked about that either.
Let's discuss.
Okay, we'll talk about... Jesus Christ.
I'm glad
How far are we? We're 45 minutes in.
I'm glad I was with you.
And we're Jesus Christ. Let's save that for the next podcast because it's not going to be as long and we're not even halfway through the principles.
Okay.
So remind me in the next podcast we'll talk about it.
I will try.
Or we'll do a third one where we just talk about stuff.
Okay.
Okay. Anyway. You're not going to hold a penis.
We've actually had requests for that, by the way.
Yeah, you're not just going to hold a penis.
Why not?
You want to, well, because like I said, like that's someone else, like you want to have just something, like we use candles.
You might meet a guy who likes to watch TV and have his dick held. Like your wolf cat. That
She likes my hand on her fat pack.
On her fupa.
Yeah.
So you might have a guy who likes a hand on his dick.
The only qualification is that it must be small enough that you can hold it in your hands. Oh, God. Anyway.
Never mind.
Yeah.
Like, do you have to fit the whole object in your hand?
Well, think about when we use the tea light candles.
The way I, hold them and talk into them. Like,
yeah. So you want something small that you can hold it. Like I said, we do candle magic. So when we do this, we're placing that intent and that, hopeful manifestation into the candle so that we can use it in our spell. But you want to hold the object, close your eyes. Of course, she always talks about breathing deeply. Like, you don't have to breathe deeply if you don't want to.
I yell at mine sometimes.
Yeah. You're going to imagine, like you're watching a movie almost and like visualize. Again, it's that real heavy visualization.
Masturbation.
Your goal or intention in your mind's eye. You want to feel yourself imprint this image and thought into the object. This object now holds your intention and can be used to circulate that image in the world around it or as a power booster for spells. This is one way to use the principle of mentalism. Focusing your thoughts on an outcome.
It's all you're doing when you do that extra stuff. You're just putting more energy into the intention you're telling the universe you want. Exactly.
And you need to remember that you are the key to your magic.
You gotta believe it.
Yeah. It all comes from your will.
Yeah.
So if you don't believe it, it's not going to happen.
And that's really hard for, I've seen Christians that convert over.
Yeah, they have a real hard time letting go of it.
I had a hard time too.
Yeah, like asking for...
It's so ingrained in you to pray and beg for stuff that it's really hard to make that switch over to like you could even pray if you still want to pray to God, fine, whatever, but you can say, instead of saying please Lord if you see fit, I don't know, help me get the
job I want,
but instead switch it up and be like, God, thank you for giving me this job that I want. Pray as if it's already happening.
Yeah.
And you're getting it. That's the same thing. Law of attraction.
Yeah.
So just don't beg. Because begging shows doubt.
And then, you automatically think if something's not working, well, I must not be worthy of it.
Yeah.
I'm not getting it. I don't, there, and you'll even have witches that do that. That's not just Christianity. Witches, their spell won't work. Well, I guess the universe didn't want me to have it. No. You going through this process of these principles, you didn't focus on it, as much as you didn't believe in it or something.
And like you always say, a lot of times what derails someone's magic is they expect what they get to look a certain way.
Yeah.
And
that was like the aha moment for you. Because I was like, stop.
Like years ago.
Yeah. Like when the other group wouldn't teach magic, and I was like, fuck it, come to my house. We're going to do magic. Yeah.
I was like, really?
And I'm like, fuck yes.
We bonded over our hatred and disgust of someone.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, you can't get into your mind what something is. Like, we talk all the time about money.
Yeah.
And, oh, I love that yarn.
Which one?
No. Yes. That's pretty.
You like that?
I do. Okay, anyway.
Did you see this one? This is something you would get.
Oh, yeah. I think I have that.
I might give this one to you because I don't know what I'm going to use it for. I only have like one. Maybe a scarf or something.
Yeah.
It's big.
Anyway. A good example is money. And everyone wants and needs more money. I mean, that's just, that's just how it is.
I just had a memory of us.
So you do, you're doing magic for money, and because you didn't win the lottery, or you don't, find a $20 bill in the ground, you think that your magic didn't work. Well, then, like, your water bill is unexpectedly lower than normal.
Do you remember when we were working that month-long money spell that made almost $60,000 show up in your account?
Yeah.
And every time we'd be feeding that money spell every night, we'd start going, money, 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 money. That's what got me tickled. We'd even call each other on the phone out of the blue to keep feeding that intention and just start singing that song.
Yeah, and the energy that we built in that, broke mirrors, exploded candle vases.
It did. Like, we broke a lot of shit with the energy.
Yeah.
Like, shit just exploding.
Yeah.
On its own. We're like, wow, this is really fucking cool.
Yeah. But yeah, we manifested nearly $60,000. So.
You remember when the kid saw me explode a candle one time?
Yes.
That's when she was hooked.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm in.
Like, up till then, it was like, this is a big old fuck you to Dad.
Yeah.
Because, but then she's like, wait a minute.
She's like, what? So basically, if anybody's ever doing magic with me and Bev, don't stand close to the altar because things blow up a lot. Well,
and because we've talked about that before too, and my need at that time was very dire.
Yeah.
It was. I was basically 1 month away from having to call and move home with my mom. That's how bad. Because at that time there was nowhere, like here I could end up in your basement. There's room. There's room for me here.
Yeah.
But at the other house, there was no way I could move in with you.
Yeah.
And I was looking at losing my car, my home, everything.
Yeah.
So the need and the energy that I put out there, I think, is what really helped that manifest in the form that it did.
Do you remember during that big eclipse?
I was out on my front porch.
And all your neighbors were outside with their little children.
Looking at the eclipse.
And there's me and you out there with a big fucking cauldron.
Yeah.
And all these candles and chanting and everything.
Yeah.
Right in the middle of town.
Yeah.
That was fantastic.
It was great. And everyone's like, ooh, it's a once in a lifetime opportunity. We're like, for magic. So anything, the next principle is the principle of vibration.
Oh, I'm very familiar with that.
Yeah. You like the vibration.
I do.
Nothing rests. Everything moves. Everything vibrates.
Good vibrates high. Bad vibrates low.
The differences between physical matter, energy, and spirit are the level at which they vibrate. Physical matter is dense and has a low vibration. The universe vibrates at an infinite level, and in between there are innumerable degrees of vibration.
Yeah, you hit the button.
Yeah,
and it goes
especially
to a different
with the
speed.
Clit Sucker 5000. Yeah. The cool thing about this principle is that modern science endorses it, and new scientific discoveries tend to verify it. Yet the masters of ancient Egypt outlined this hermetic principle thousands of years ago. I thought you said there was nothing left.
No pizza.
I like the distinction that you got there. Can I have one of those?
This is not pizza. What, do you want the smaller one?
The smaller one.
It's cold.
I don't care.
How are you like, you said there's nothing left.
I like the distinction, though.
You're like, well played. Well played.
Yeah. Okay, so what do you mean when you say vibration? In this context...
Well, let me enlighten you. No, I'm just kidding.
There are many different types of vibration. In this context, though, vibration is related to the atmosphere of a place, a person's emotional state, or the associations of an object as communicated to and felt by others. Have you ever met someone and felt attracted to them
Oh, yeah.
just because you felt good vibes?
I don't know if that's why, but...
And then on the other side of it, you know, there's people that you meet and you automatically feel uncomfortable around. And it's because of the negative energy that surrounds them. You know, we, especially with our old job.
We can go deeper into that. With past life stuff.
Mm-hmm.
We can make that another podcast.
Okay. We all contain energy and spiritual vibrations. Part of witchcraft is understanding these energies and learning how to work with them. So how do you use the principle of vibration? That's what I should name my dildo or my vibrator.
The principle of vibration?
Yeah. Anyone who's into witchcraft would know, and then everyone else think I have a thing for like school principals. The first thing you want to do is figure out how being, doing, or having your goal manifest or come true is going to make you feel. One way is to use a journal. You know, a lot of witches are really big on that journaling shit. Like, I can't journal.
Let me tell you something. People, the main thing that people do magic for is money.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what people don't realize is when they walk around pissed off at rich people all the time
Mm-hmm.
and talking shit about them, those stupid motherfuckers, goddamn millionaires,
Mm-hmm.
you're putting a negative spin on money. And then when you try to work for it, you've spent all these years of telling the universe you hate money, you hate rich people. And then all of a sudden...
Universe like, why would you want to be one of them dickholes?
Yeah, you've told me for your whole life that you hate them. Why?
Mm-hmm.
You guys really need to be careful.
But you can journal if you want to.
Don't deep throat the breadstick.
I'm telling you, I'm trying to chew fast and it's cold. You know, the journal is where you'll keep a true record of, that's not even there. The word true is not there. This journal is where you'll keep a record of every spell you perform.
No.
And how you feel when it works.
I'm not going to do
We're
that.
not going to do that. Like, we're all about, like, just easy peasy.
And who's going to go back and read it? Nobody.
Yeah. But once you have that feeling and you recognize it, do whatever it takes to get yourself in that emotional state as often as possible. Remember, the more time you spend in that emotional state or vibration, the sooner your goal will arrive. So basically, and you talk about all the time, like surrounding yourself with high energy.
Yeah.
Through music, you know, whatever you need to do.
That's why I always got candles and incense going.
Yeah. And like, I love the sound of chimes.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so, like, I have a wind chime by my kitchen sink just so that, like, every now and then I hit it while I'm doing dishes.
Yeah.
Like, I like to hear the sound of wind chimes. So I'll go to town on chimes and just sit there and just ding, 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 you know. So you want to get yourself into that vibration. So what you need to start doing is associate. Now, like, and think about, like, every time, like, my mood will be in the shitter until I realize.
That's pretty low.
I know. Until I realize that the next day is payday.
Mm-hmm.
And then my entire life is better.
Mm-hmm.
The sun is shining. Angels are singing. Everything's great in the world.
Mm-hmm.
So if I want to manifest money, when I don't have money and I'm in that low, I need to find a way to get into that energy plane and to keep myself in that energy plane, so that, because right now the money that I get is because I go to work every day.
Basically, guys, you need to match the energetic vibration of what it is that you're trying to manifest.
Mm-hmm. So the next principle.
And that's why I don't teach or do the podcast.
You're like, basically, here's a sentence that means all the things.
Mm-hmm.
The end.
I oversimplify shit.
Yeah. So the principle of cause and effect. Every cause has its effect, and every effect has its cause.
No.
Yes. Should have learned that in school. The base of this principle is that nothing happens simply by chance. You can find the root cause if you look closely, and this applies to everyone equally. This principle is about what you put out, cause, and the result, effect, that it has. Every action you take, whether taken consciously or subconsciously, has consequences and will deliver specific reactions in your life. The same goes for inactions. If every choice has a consequence, you must be careful with your decisions and accept responsibility for your actions. Everything happens for a reason. It's the old proverb that says, what you reap is what you sow, or Sir Isaac Newton's third law of motion, which states for every action there is an equal and opposite reaction.
Like, if you masturbate, your reaction will end up being an orgasm.
If you're lucky.
Damn. If somebody can't get themselves off,
right.
There's a real problem.
Yeah. In there.
Then nobody else can either.
It's like, why are you doing it?
Yeah.
We're faced every day with decisions that need to be made. It doesn't matter what decision you make, whatever it is, it becomes cause. The effect is the result of the decision. So how can you use that principle in your craft? You're going to take a sheet of paper. This bitch is real big on like the, journaling and shit, but take a sheet of paper and draw a line down the center. Title one column effects and the other causes.
No, I'm
not
going to do it.
Look at your life. Look at your life. What you'll find is that your current reality is a direct result of every action and inaction that you've taken in your life. List the realities of your life under the effects column. Think about your relationships, your finances, your career, your health. Next, try to find the exact decision that led to the current state of your relationships, finances, career, health, like whatever it is. And you're going to list these in the columns, in the causes column.
Mine would be poor choices in men.
Well, exactly.
Hey, you know what? Speaking of that, when I had a professional do my astrology chart, they can tell you what your life lesson is supposed to be in this lifetime, and mine was with men.
Yeah.
That was going to be my main issue.
I can see that.
Yeah. I was supposed to give that to you like 3 months ago.
I know. So they give examples like, how is your health? Are you eating right and exercising? Do you feel financially stable? Are your spending habits under control? As I look at my massive bag of yarn. That just cracks me up. Are you in an unsatisfactory relationship? Are you showing your love and affection toward your significant other? Are you happy where you are in your career? Have you learned new skills necessary to progress? Determine the cause and effect relationships. In order to determine the cause and effect relationships, in some way, when you did that, if you do that and you do the 2 columns thing,
yes,
you're mapping the causes of your current reality. I lost my place.
Reality.
You're
mapping it.
Yes. So you're going to identify the specific choices that you'll need to make in order to get the result you want. So, you did the 2 columns, like this is my reality. This is the choice that I made that led to it. So now what do I need to do different? To change that. And again, this is the principle of cause and effect.
Get a time machine.
Yes. And you're going to want to identify specific choices that you need to make in order to get the results that you want. In order to do that, you need to understand yourself and how you work as a human. You need a solid, not a solid, because that's a word. That sounds like some type of sewage byproduct.
You and I have almost become codependent. Like, I don't understand myself, and you have to explain myself to me.
Yeah.
And I will point things out to you about yourself.
Yeah.
Like, if one of us dies, we're fucked.
Yeah.
We really have become codependent.
We have. But you need a solid knowledge of your belief systems. You need to know your strengths and your weaknesses. And then how you can use all that to your advantage. Look at your goals for your life. What choices can you make now that will lead to your future goals? Look at your values and interest and motivators. And how will those affect your choices? And then I left this in there. Like, I thought, like, I need to change that. But I think it's so funny that you'll appreciate it. Take massive action. Massive. Half of the battle is just taking some sort of action. The thing that is stopping you from reaching your goal is starting. Taking action can be as simple as believing you can be, do, or have whatever your heart desires. I say this all the time, fake it till you make it.
Yeah.
And you want to, have some persistence. It's going to take time to see changes. And I think that's another pitfall that a lot of witches fall into, because they don't see automatic and immediate responses to their magic. They think it's not working. Look how long it took your curse to manifest and start happening.
And it is ongoing.
Yeah.
It's been going on for like...
a year.
Almost a year. Just regularly. That stuff just keeps going.
Over a year, because you started it when the offspring was still over there.
I started that curse in the other house, and I've been living here a year and a half.
Yeah.
So it is still manifesting.
Yeah. And it took a while before you started seeing any gains from it.
Well, because I had to be specific.
And you had to be persistent.
Uh-huh.
And you had to keep working at it. Because it does take time to see changes. Your current reality is built on a lifetime of actions and choices. So it may take time to see differences. Rome wasn't built in a day.
It wasn't?
It was not. It won't.
Speaking of that.
Of Rome?
Yeah.
It's weird.
How come you go over there?
To Rome?
Yeah.
Never been.
They still got the fucking roads that were built, like, back when goddamn
When they were building Rome?
Yeah, and they're still great.
Yeah.
But yet we can't have good roads.
It's because of the materials.
I know they used pig blood in their material.
Well, but like you think about like the what's it called?
Asphalt.
Asphalt. I always want to say asphalt.
You know who else says that?
Your husband.
Yes.
Yes.
I almost died when I heard him say that.
Yeah.
I was like, no!
you look at what we used, it's not meant to last a long time.
Did it on purpose.
Yeah. So anyway, but yeah, it won't take a lifetime to see the changes, but it will take some time. Don't give up. If you don't see immediate change, track your goals. Stay focused. Eventually you'll find your life on the path you desire. Save your work, is what she said. When you apparently, if you have been following her up to this point, you did all your lists and all that.
But when you do your magic, don't say, eventually my life will A, B, C, and D, because the universe might wait till 3 days before you fucking die.
Yeah. You'd be like, what's that Alanis Morissette song?
Yeah. He won the lottery and died the next day.
Yeah.
Like,
a little too ironic.
I put time limits on mine. I'll be like within 6 months or within a year.
But you want to be reasonable with your time limits too.
Yeah, you can't be like, next week.
Yeah, next week I'm going to be a bajillionaire.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway. But she wants you to keep the list that you've made up to this point and to remind yourself how to not act so that history doesn't repeat itself.
She must be a Virgo.
Maybe. She's like, I need lists. Use the second list to remind yourself of the choices you need to make in the future to get your desired outcome, and add to and edit your list periodically as the outcomes you foresee for yourself will inevitably change over time. The next one is the principle of polarity. Everything is dual. Dose.
Two-sided?
Yes. The law of polarity says that everything can be separated into two wholly opposite parts, and that each of those still contain the potential of the other.
Holy or holy?
What?
You said holy. And I'm like, is it holy or is it holy?
Fuck you.
There's two different holies.
They know what I meant. This means there's a chance that in the future, one thing will exist as the other. Beyond this, you cannot qualify. Damn, Boomer.
That was the dog, guys. That was not me.
Beyond this, you cannot qualify the dual parts. No event is perfect or tragic in its entirety. There is both good and bad in everything in the universe, including you. There is a balance between opposites. Remember, witchcraft is a science, an art, and a spiritual practice. Well, this is some science, specifically some physics, but more specifically, wave-particle duality. Leading scientists and those in the quantum world have observed that light does not always behave in the same way.
Ben's gonna love this shit.
The observer will see light behaving in some striking different ways, depending on what kind of experiment they do. Sometimes it behaves like a particle, and sometimes it acts like a wave. So particles have the potential of waves, and waves have the potential of particles.
What?
There are other polarities. White has black, low has high, slow exists with fast. The same holds true for elation and depression, sun and moon, kindness and cruelty, earth and sky, magical and mundane, and so on. So what does that mean? Because you gotta look on your face right now like, what?
It's making it too complicated.
Okay. Think about something that has happened to you that caused you to feel very negative. Okay?
I can think of.
You're like, I'm going to have more trouble narrowing down my one thing of negativity.
Does this need to be a person, place, thing, or idea?
Whatever. Float your fancy. You want to meditate on it. Revisit all the emotions that this event led you through. Sadness, anger, jealousy, depression, doubt, fear, like
misery.
Whatever. Yes.
Shame.
Now take a minute to view the situation from another perspective. Because the principle of polarity, we know that there must be a positive, potential associated with this event. Try to think of the reasons to feel positive emotions you may feel in spite of this seemingly negative event. They are there.
I can't come up with any.
This is finding, basically it's finding your silver lining is what the principle
I think I need
of polarity.
To pick another event in my life.
Well, what event?
My son's father.
You have your son. You're strong today. If you hadn't went through all that, you wouldn't be the person you are today. Stop with the mom face.
I wouldn't be so jaded and angry.
No, but you're very, like right now, if your life fell to shit, you would survive it. He taught you how to survive. I mean, that situation taught you. So even though you're being a negative Nancy, that is, what they're talking about. It's finding that silver lining.
My silver lining would be for him to die from syphilis or something.
No, you got to look at the positive aspects.
That would be fantastic.
No, that it has brought into your life right now, not some future event.
I can't come up with anything.
Your son. You're like, I could do without my son.
No!
Like, see?
No.
See? When I put that spin on it, you're like, wait a minute, maybe I am happy.
Even my son says he would rather he had just never been born than for either of us to have ever had to have met that man. I know, I picked the most fucked up situation that I've ever been through. Let me pick another one.
Well, let's move on.
Let's do this again.
Let's move on, because I'd like to get done. You have so many. It would never end.
And they all involve men.
Yes. When you can view life from both perspectives, life and your emotions become more balanced. And that is, the principle of polarity. It's all about balance. You only need to recognize that every time an event causes you to feel an extreme emotion, you are creating an opportunity to experience an equal but opposite emotion. One-sidedness is merely an illusion. Once you realize this, you will find that the world is a completely balanced system. You and I know people that like get so focused on the wrongs in their life that they can't move on past it.
You know, that's just making it awfully overcomplicated for my mind.
Well, simplify it for the people.
I can't.
Okay, we're going to move on then. The next one is the principle of gender. Gender is in everything. Everything has its masculine and feminine principles. The principle of gender focuses on one specific polarity, masculine and feminine.
Feminine?
All right, now
I'm feminine when I don't take my allergy medication.
Now, guys, don't get upset.
She is not
I'm
talking about sexual orientation.
I'm not saying everything is either one or the other. Okay, in fact, it's the complete opposite. The gender, the principle of gender states that everyone and everything expresses both masculine and feminine properties. It's a balancing act between the male and female aspects within the self.
Like when we had our auras read,
Mm-hmm.
the aura photography, they were able to...
I'm not falling for that shit again, Sammy. Gonna bite my nose.
Like, they were able to look at the aura and everything and tell you how balanced your yang energy is. And mine on that day was more masculine than feminine, and it's because I have to be both parents.
Yeah.
I hear an offspring of some sort in the kitchen.
You know, as a society, we are evolving away from using masculine and feminine to describe certain traits. But this isn't about gender identification. We're not discussing that today. This is all about the principles. So what are these male and female energies?
3.
What?
What was you asking her?
It's time to take a shower.
Oh.
3.
Go wash your butt.
Go wash my ass?
Yes.
Oh, I thought you were going to say something more disturbing like the day before mom.
No,
I won't.
I like that shirt though.
Yeah, it's already 1:15, and you gotta be... Huh?
You'll say he picked me up.
Even better. Hey, you might want to hop in the shower before you go. Okay?
Okay.
Yes, Mom, I love you.
Hold on. Beth,
What?
can I show Lynn the giant thing of yours in your head?
When we're done, yeah.
When we're done.
We're almost done.
So what are these male and female energies? The male energy is always in the direction of giving out or expressing and deals with the will and actions. It can be compared to an extrovertive personality. The female energy is always in the direction of receiving impressions by generating new ideas, thoughts, and concepts, including the creations and imagination. It can be compared to an introvertive personality. There must be a balance in these two forces. Without the female, the male is bound to act without restraint, order, or reason, resulting in chaos. The female alone will constantly reflect and fail to act, resulting in stagnation. When the male and female energies are balanced, there is thoughtful action and it results in success.
That's insanely true for me.
Yeah. This principle is simply a more specific version of the principle of polarity, two opposites that are also the same. Think about where you see male and female energies in your own personality and behaviors. So, not going to keep going into that. Like that, basically, you have to find a balance between being that person that doesn't think before they leap and thinking about it before you do it. That's basically what they're saying. The principle of rhythm.
Basically, it's the difference between not thinking at all and overthinking.
Yeah. It's like, let's think about it and take action, but like think about your action before you do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to tell you the mistake you made is you made eye contact with the cat.
I know.
Should never made eye contact.
I know. The principle of rhythm. Everything flows out and in. Everything has its times.
That sounds like a Janet Jackson song.
I know. I was thinking Paula Abdul, but so we know everything vibrates because of the principle of vibration. The principle of rhythm tells us that these vibrations are not random. Everything in this world has an order. In nature, we see the rhythm in the changes of the season, the phases of the lunar cycle, the beats of a heartbeat, the stages of development, and countless other patterns. To get a better understanding of how the principle of rhythm works, think about a pendulum. A pendulum swings to the right and then swings back to the left, and it keeps swinging like this, back and forth in a rhythm, constant. And if there's no friction, the pendulum will go on swinging indefinitely. The energy in the universe is like a pendulum, swaying, flowing, swinging back and forth. Everything is either growing or dying. One of the main ways you can utilize the principle of rhythm in your witchcraft is through following the lunar cycle. The phases of the moon indicate times that are more beneficial than others for certain types of spells. Now, I mean, we're going to talk about the phases and like the types of magic that you should do during. But you and I will do magic whenever we need to.
Yeah, it works just the same.
Yeah, it works just the same. But if you do take the time to think about like the phase of the moon and everything, it is going to add a little more intent to what you're doing.
I was going to say, when we are doing something big, we want it to have an extra oomph to it. Yeah. We'll do it on the moon phase.
Yeah.
Mom,
yes, dear.
My kitten Butters is laying on your clean clothes and on your bed.
Move the cat.
Can you move her for me?
Don't come in here and tell your mom. Just move the cat.
Thank you, honey.
The new moon is a time to reflect, expand your consciousness, learn about your shadow self, work with your subconscious, dream work, let go of fears, change something radically, and renew. The waxing moon, you're going to bless something you want to start to increase health, to increase success, to increase wealth. The full moon, health, success, charging, consecrating objects, rituals in general, wealth, heart's desire. And the waning moon, get rid of a bad habit or sickness, disease, remove obstacles, finish something, banish things. So that's the moon phases.
We did a whole podcast on that.
We did. That's why I'm not going to go too far into it. Thinking about what you want from your life will also you'll also want to reflect on the other principles of magic, which we've talked about before. To keep your thought organized, of course, I'm going to skip that. Like she talks about writing future spells and all that bullshit, but
magic is cool.
She also talks about the Sabbats a little bit. Now we don't follow all the Sabbats. We just kind of pick a couple.
We pick our favorites.
Yeah,
we have 3.
Yeah, the Sabbats are also very powerful times of the year to plan your magical workings by. And here are the associations.
We celebrate
Beltane, Samhain, and Yule. And it's like all the 3 party ones.
Yeah, where we can have food.
Yeah, basically. and guys, if any of you went to the witches ball down in Charleston this weekend.
Wasn't that yesterday?
It was yesterday. Or is it tonight?
I don't know. It's probably today.
It might be tonight.
I think it was an all day thing, wasn't it?
Okay. Well, but by the time they hear this, it's going to be over. Mm-hmm. We're not going to be there. So if you looked for us while you were there, you missed us. Our idea of a party doesn't include a kids' corner, so we won't be there. You wouldn't have found us there if you went.
I want to go to an event where it's adults and I can have a couple drinks and dance and just act a fool. Yeah. Because I am always having to be.
And we know someone who is planning such an event.
It's gonna be fantastic.
It's gonna be pretty fucking great. But anyway, yeah. If you looked for us there, you would not have found us because we're not. I
couldn't have come anyway.
So the first Sabbath is now. This is that one like I never know how to say it. It's either Mabon or Mabon. Like I don't know. But on that one, you want to work with balance, reflection, offerings, finishing up projects, rest, relaxation, and gratitude. For Samhain, you want to communicate with the dead, divination and scrying, past life recall, inner work, transformation, like that kind of stuff. For Yule, new beginnings of any sort. beauty, health, personal improvement, new employment, peace, love, spirituality, prosperity, positive energy.
That kind of seems kind of retarded to me.
Yeah.
For people wait once a year.
See, that's what I
for
was
their job.
saying. Well, but then you would want to, then you would say, well, I want to use the moon phases instead. But you and I, if I have a need, I'm going to do it when I need it. I'm not going to wait for a new moon. I'm not going to wait for a Yule.
If people are really serious wanting to use correspondences, you could very easily figure out your planetary hours and the day of the week and the moon phase and have your magic done just within a short amount of time where you could cast.
Yeah.
You don't have to wait for the holiday.
Embolic would be
Isn't it?
Embulk, whatever.
See, that's the thing.
Fertility.
Everybody pronounces them different.
Yeah. For that one, fertility, opening yourself to positive enlightenment.
Well, I won't be celebrating that one.
Ostara is for renewal, regeneration, fertility, balance. Beltane, also fertility, life, creativity, self-discovery, union, that kind of stuff. Letha, how do you say that one?
I've heard it pronounced Letha, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Like I said, everybody's different.
All kinds of magic, basically, for that. Artistic projects, love, romance, fertility, psychic abilities, making decisions, healing, guidance, completion spells, purification, fertility, protection, empowerment, bravery, strength, overcoming things. I mean, that one is, it's like the catch-all for magical workings. And then Lunasa, which you like to say...
Lugnasad.
Yeah. That one is for crafts, skills, let go of injustices, hate and regret, so that you can move forward, new beginnings, that kind of stuff.
Do you mind hitting pause?
Well, if you let me finish this sentence, we'll be done.
He's got to poop.
Well, you let him out poop. I'll finish this sentence. We'll be done.
Okay, guys. I'll say it ahead of time. It's magic, motherfuckers.
Okay. As a reminder, you are the most important part of your craft. You can cast a spell at any time, and your will alone will bring it into being. The work you put into the spell, using the phases of the moon, adding correspondences, remembering all of these principles of magic, all of that can bring more power and energy to your spells. And guys, this has been a long fucking podcast because we cannot keep our thoughts together. But anyway, you're listening to the Feather and Bone podcast. You can find us on the internet at featherandbone.net. There you'll have access to the Facebook group and the store and some other things. So remember, it's magic, motherfuckers.